That moment is for a second. That second turns to visions. Now we sit here for hours contemplating on our decisions. And if the pub talks, then everybody should listen. What was once an idea has transformed to a vision. Pub Talk. Welcome to Bing's Pubcast, Season 2. Definitely excited, man. Season 1 was a blessing. It was a hell of a journey, and I appreciate everyone that came through and supported. If you haven't listened to the 12 episodes, definitely go check them out. We're available on all major platforms, Spotify, Apple, anything that you could think of, iHeartRadio. Make sure you go check those episodes out. We got a lot to talk about Season 2. A lot been going on in the world with COVID and all the social justice and everything. So we're gonna try to get into as much as possible. But thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate all my guests for coming through tonight. Got my girl Pilar in the building. She's one of my close brothers' fiance. She's going to come through, give a good women's perspective. What's up, Pilar?
Hey, Keenen, what's going on?
Thanks for coming through. Welcome to Pub Talk, man. Welcome to Pub Talk. Got my brother V. If everyone listened to episode 1, season 1, the dating perspective episodes, he was actually the first person to do an episode on Pub Talk, and it got a lot of reviews and a lot of views. So definitely make sure y'all go listen to that. What's up, V? Welcome back, bro.
Well, what's up, bro? What's going on?
Welcome back, man. I actually created a drink for my brother, man. I used to call him Henny V, but I call him Tequila V now. So he's been drinking tequila a lot. So I made a drink called the TV, which stands for TV, Tequila V. He actually he's very entertaining when he get drunk. So it's like watching TV, man. It's like watching TV. So we're gonna definitely tap into a lot. We got a lot going on. I have my Pub and Go selection. If you haven't copped the Beans Pub and Go cup or gallon, we do gallons, pouches, cups. Make sure you drink that. It gives you the pub experience outside of the pub, give you a chance to drink and sip. And just get lit. We just dropped the VLP challenge not too long ago, which stands for Very Lit People, where it allows people to just have fun, get drunk, and tag me on Instagram, Leonidas_5. We work very hard, so we try to play harder. So we in the pub we get lit. We call it the VLP, which means Very Lit People. The energy here is high, and everyone just have a good time. So definitely make sure you guys tag me in that challenge, and so you can get your free Pub and Go. The main thing that I kind of want to get into, I'm a father, right? And I have 2 daughters, Nalea, Amira. They my world, and I take fatherhood very, very seriously, and it definitely changed my life a lot. So I brought my 2 guests on the show. Even one of them had kids, but I'm pretty sure they might be expired or might not. I don't know, but I think they definitely will make V. I know him personally as my brother. He'll definitely make a good father one day. He's a great uncle to my 2 daughters. Pilar, she just got engaged, so do you aspire to have kids one day? Or?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Cool. So when do you think the timing is right? Or do you think it's ever a right time to have kids?
I have 2 different answers for that. So personally, I just feel like, being that I'm a believer, I don't think God would allow me to be put in a position that I'm not ready for. Even if I don't think I'm ready, I think it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen.
Make a way.
Yeah, exactly. But realistically, I think it just has to do with me being financially ready and being in a stable environment before I think that it's the right
Bring
time.
another person, another actual human being into the world. Gotcha.
Exactly.
B, what's up, bro? You got you got
I-
aspirations of I know
got
you.
some shit to say,
You got any aspirations of having kids one day?
I want a little Vernon shit.
Vernon.
Nah, but so I definitely want kids, but I think it's more so, I agree with you. You mind if I just call you P?
That's fine.
Cool. Thank you, appreciate it. Like, I think it's more so, I agree with P. Like, that's one of my things. It's about being financially stable. I know you're not going to be like have all the money in the world, you know what I mean? But I want to kind of be financially stable, and I think so oftentimes people focus on the timing. Like, one of the questions I fucking hate: yo, Vernon, when you gonna have kids? Bitch, when I'm ready. When I have kids.
When God's time.
When I have kids, like, that's when I'm gonna have kids. People are focused on the age when they have kids and not the person that they're having a child with. That's what people fuck up at.
Yeah.
Drink so much tequila.
No, I mean I definitely agree with that. You know, I think I don't ever think you're never ready to have, you know, a kid. You know, my personal experience, you know, sometimes you just have to adapt, and your lifestyle changes a lot. You know, it changes a lot. It's like one of those things where something is right in your face, like you have no choice. You can either adapt to it, or you can, you know, just let it go by the wayside. So I think it's never really a right time to have kids. I think like the money and everything is good to be financially stable and stuff, but I don't think it's not enough money to have kids. You know, if you think about all the stuff that comes with kids, like even if you want to, you know, put your child through like private school or to college or anything, it's so much money that you'll need to be able, like, all right, I'm financially ready to have a kid. So, you know, I don't agree with people having kids that really are not financially stable at all. You know, I think that's like the big thing for me, that people that, you know, they bring babies into this world and they can barely take care of themselves. You know, so I think my next question to you, Pilar, is what do you think of, you know, being you that you're engaged and everything, what do you think a baby represents in a relationship?
That's a good question. I've never been asked that before.
How long it take you to think of that? You pulled that out your pocket right there, bro.
How long is it gonna take me to answer? That's the better question.
That's a good one.
I think being engaged, a baby would represent stability for us, like in our relationship. Because I think it's a lot that two people have to kind of work on as individuals and then as together before bringing a baby into it. So I think us actually having a child would show that we have took the necessary steps individually and together as far as like creating a foundation and everything.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Makes sense. So you think it kind of portrays to you guys as like relationship, as far as like getting mentally, physically, you know, spiritually, emotionally ready to be able to bring into another human into this world to raise them like the proper way.
Right.
Got you. V, what about you, bro? What do you think? What do you think a baby represent in a relationship?
Yet,
all right. Well, past experiences.
Okay.
What do you think a baby, you know, could have done or would do to, even from your perspective of looking at other, you know, other relationships?
So from my perspective, honestly, to some people, I don't think it represents shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, I really don't. To some people, like, honestly, think about this shit, though, right? How many times do you think that babies are actually playing? You get what I'm saying? Babies, most of the time, you guys aren't laying down fucking like, yeah, we gonna have a baby,
right?
Have this baby. They don't happen like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, most of the time, y'all doing what y'all doing, and one thing leads to another. Bow, pregnant. You feel me? You decide to go on with it.
Yep.
I think in a real relationship where you want to grow together, is a sign of growth. It's a sign that you guys have took that necessary step to establish your family even more. You get what I'm saying? So if you're in a real relationship, like you guys really looking, when I say real relationship, meaning, babe, I got your back, you got mine, we growing together. You feel me? That's what I mean by like a real relationship, not something, this play around shit that's going on nowadays. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely.
Because I can clarify.
I think, you know, like even from my experience, you know, it's one thing to grow with that person and have, you know, that physical, emotional connection and everything to be able to like bring a baby into the world. And another thing when it's like it's not planned, you're like, all right, look, we gotta do. And you know, I think from my perspective, I think a baby, I'm not going to say it, because I see people, like, not women or men, like, not anyone particular, but the reason I ask that question is because a lot of times I see people try to use a baby as a, you know, whether it's a pawn, like a woman might use a baby to think that that baby is going to be the reason that they be together. You feel me? Or a man might, like, use a child to, you know, just I don't know, like it's
manipulation.
Yeah,
Both
like
parties use
it's
the child as a manipulation.
you know, I feel like people like nowadays are, you know, just like popping out kids and not ready, you know, not financially stable enough to take care of themselves, you know, not, you know, emotionally stable enough to with their partner to be able to handle a baby. You know, that's why, you know, it's a lot of, you know, like single mothers, single fathers. It's a lot that go into it. So, V, I'm gonna ask you this: what do you, if you could define someone that's a father and someone that's a father of a child, what is like the two differences between that?
Like I feel like any functioning man can have a child, but it takes a real man to raise one. You get what I'm saying? Like, I see a lot of, you feel me? And I know I know a lot of good fathers. You get what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I wouldn't even fuck with a dude that don't take care of shit kids. You're not my bro. That shit ain't happening. Cause I didn't have a father growing up. You feel me? But all of my homeboys take care of their kids. However, there are a lot of part-time parents out here. You get what I'm saying? You can't part-time your child's life. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a parent, but I know that parenting is a full-time job.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I know it's not, I'm going to pop up here, hey, and look who's alive, you are. And then I dip, you get what I'm saying? And then you don't see me for a while, you know? You got to be active. You got to know your child. Like I was working, right? I was in an Old Navy, and a guy was on the phone. And he was like, hey, you want to pick? He was talking to, I'm assuming, a girl on the phone, but he was like, yeah, what size she wear again? Talking about their daughter, and I'm like, yo, if that's your child, why you don't know what size clothes she wear? You get what I'm saying? Like, how often are you buying clothes? Like, especially toddlers, them little children grow. they grow. You get what I'm saying? So you telling me you don't know what size your clothes wear? That lets me know already that's a part-time father. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I know so many fathers that's like, I got homeboys that I know they never played with no dolls. Guess what they're doing? That between their legs. They braiding the hair, greasing the scalp part with a comb at, flipping around, use the little skinny end of the comb. You get what I'm saying? You adapt, like you said. You adapt to the situation that you're focused with. So like you're brought up against. So like I say, like any functioning man can have a child. It takes a real man to actually raise one and be in your child life. Like, support your child. You feel me? Financially, emotionally, spiritually. Be there where they actually know you, where they recognize you. Know your child. Be able to look at your child and be like, God damn, something wrong with little Vernon. Let me go holler at her real quick. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like, know your child, though. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
No, I got you. I think I hear it's a stereotype that goes with, you know, fathers. You know, I would kind of be specific as far as black fathers, right? You know, I grew up without a father as well, so the stereotype, in my opinion, it's a little accurate, but then it's not accurate, because for one, I kind of experienced having a father that's absent, you know, and then on the other side of things, I'm a father that is absent in both of my child's life, right? So I've been hearing a lot of, you know, deadbeat fathers, absent fathers, and Pilar, I'm gonna ask you this: do you think there are such thing as like deadbeat mothers, or, you know, irresponsible mothers? And what would you say, like, how, what is a deadbeat mother or absent mother to you?
Honestly, if you could be a deadbeat father, you could be a deadbeat mother. Everybody is human. Everybody's not ready. Everybody's not capable. It just happens. Thank you.
Yeah,
but what I think a deadbeat mother or father, but what I think a deadbeat mother is really somebody who just not even putting forth the effort to be in their child's life. There's no way that I'm going to carry a child and just not care about what's going on with them. It's not even about people who choose to give their kids up for adoption. I'm not even talking about those kind of people. I'm talking about people who literally have their children either in their care or around the corner, wherever they're at, but you're not choosing to be a part of their life. You don't know when they're going to school. You don't know if they need school clothes. You don't know if they need lunch money. Like, you don't know nothing, and you're not even attempting to find out. That is a deadbeat parent to me. and it's sad. It really is.
Yeah, it is. Do you think a woman is wrong for having a baby knowing that the father is not going to be there, or knowing that y'all relationship is like you mentioned before, you know, you're engaged, you know, you guys physically, emotionally, you know, intellectually wants to get to a certain level where you can bring a child. What about the women that know for a fact that father, that guy don't want to be with them, don't want a family, don't want that, don't want that structure, you know? What about the women? What would you say to the women that are literally, you know, just want to have a baby just so they can have a baby, knowing that father is don't want to be with them? Meaning like the home is broken before the child even get into the world.
I know some women.
Subject.
And I know some women who were in that same situation. So I guess for me personally, I feel like sometimes women take on that huge burden because they want more. Sometimes it's not even about like if it didn't work out, it didn't work out. But sometimes like they don't know what else to do. So them having the baby, knowing that we're having unprotected sex, knowing that this man is not going to be there for them.
That raw shit addicted though, boy.
It's just like,
that shit is addicted though, boy.
Like a drug.
I don't know. It just kind of like, it gives them a little bit of hope, I guess you can say, because maybe that is the man that they wanted. Maybe that is the man that they wanted to raise their children. Maybe that's the man they just wanted to take care of their children financially, whatever their, you know, reason is. But I feel like a lot of it has to do with hope in some way. What I would say to those women, honestly, I would just say, you gotta love yourself, honey. Because at the end of the day, you put yourself in that position. Period. If you chose to lay down with this man, unprotected, and have sex, knowing whatever his situation is or whatever y'all's relationship was, you put that on yourself. Period. Because you can definitely wear a condom.
Yeah.
It's definitely out there.
And two people do make a baby. You know, I think the biggest difference that, in my point of view, is a woman can carry a child. Right? Like a man can't. So I feel like a woman has that emotion, like more of an emotional connection with the baby because they are physically inside of that woman. You know, so you know it's definitely a little different. So I think that's why the stereotype is like, if a woman get pregnant and the guy don't want the baby, like the guy can just be like, you know, I don't care, get rid of that baby or whatever, I'm not gonna be with you. But the woman, you know, is kind of like, you know, well, this baby's inside of me, you know, I'm gonna bring this baby into the world whether you help me or not, you know. So I think that's like the biggest difference to why, you know, women do decide to bring a child into the world, knowing that father is not going to be there, you know. And
then that's how you get multiple fathers. And it makes, like you said, they see it in the women. They don't see it in the man. So she might have been with somebody, it didn't work out, but she got pregnant. Then she might have went with somebody else, got pregnant, and they broke up a year later, but she got another baby. You know what I mean? So it's like, if always, at the end, that's why I said you put it on yourself. At the end of the day, they only gonna see you. They not gonna see him. They gonna see you first.
I mean, but you can actually, like, I think everything goes down to AC, and I ain't talking about air conditioning. That's like, for real, accountability and conversations, yo.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
You see how I just did that shit?
I like that.
I like
that.
That was a good one.
I like that.
You feel me? No, but on some real shit, like, people don't talk now, no, yo. People don't have conversations. It was good. People don't have conversations nowadays, yo. Real shit. Like, people don't talk to people and be like, yo, so where you at right now in life? Like, what are you looking for? Like, do you want to have children? Are you in that mindset now? You get what I'm saying? And let's be honest with it. Like we all adults here. How many times you used the female condom?
Never.
How many times you used a female condom? So accountability. Us as men gotta hold some type of shit. You getting mad at that she got pregnant, but you went in that thing raw. You get what I'm saying? When you could have grabbed that Magnum Extra L thin, you get what I'm saying? Put that thing on. You get what I'm saying? Put that thing on. That's why I use Magnum Extra L thin.
Okay.
No, but on some real shit.
That was
Like,
some real shit,
call
man.
a spade though, yo. No one in this bitch never used a female condom. Like, I just feel as though as men, we need to have that accountability
be
aspect.
like, you know,
Like, yo, I didn't fuck this girl raw. You get what I'm saying? I didn't fuck this girl raw. I didn't have this conversation with her. I don't know where her mindset is at.
Mm-hmm.
She just might keep this baby.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? She just might keep this baby. And as a man, I gotta swallow the pill. Like, yo, I put myself in this situation. Niggas be, yo, it's been times, yo, and every nigga that's listening to this shit can attest to this shit. You going over to chick house. You stop at the gas station. You get that 3-pack of Magnums for like $5. You get what I'm saying? You go over to chick house and don't use not one of those Magnums, though, yo. Not one of those Magnums, though, yo. You drive home like, yo, why the fuck did I go? Wasted $5. I ain't even use them bitches. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't even use them. You feel me? So, like, all I'm saying is just to be accountable. You feel me? Like, no, bro, she didn't set you up. You set yourself up, really. You get what I'm saying?
Up. And
you
I think with that, you know, some men don't take the accountability to be like, you know, I fucked up. You know, the fact that she's pregnant is because I didn't use a condom.
I hate when I hear niggas be like, I mean, you let me fuck you raw.
Right.
Nigga, why did you fuck her raw?
Exactly.
Why'd you put it in the raw? Like,
you didn't want to be a father.
It's a two-sided
It's a
thing, though,
two-sided
you feel
thing.
me? And at the same time, if a woman is encounter a man that's like that she didn't have, she need to have accountability too. If she didn't have that conversation with him, you get what I'm saying? Like, she need to have accountability to know, like, yo, okay, well, I done already brought this up. Clearly this nigga is mad and don't want to have this baby.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So if I do have this child, it is a possibility that this nigga will not be here.
Right.
Do I have the support system to do this alone?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have this? And then you gotta put on your big girl leggings.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta make a big girl decision. You get what I'm saying? Like, you gotta make, and that's up to you. And I'm never one to tell a woman what to do in any situation like that. That's your body. You feel me? So as a man, that's your body. I'm going to support your decision, whether it's in favor of me or not of me. You get what I'm saying? Because I understand I got that accountability aspect there. You get what I'm saying? Or, you know, just put a plan B in the orange juice.
Lord.
It's like, no.
And the orange juice stuff.
Put a plan.
I know.
Right?
So y'all eating breakfast now?
Right after that, I'm cooking in the kitchen. Right after that, I'm cooking. You want breakfast? Look, watch it. Drink. Try the orange juice. Try the orange juice.
Try the orange juice.
Freshly squeezed.
It's mango.
Try it. Yeah, drink it. Drink up. All of it. Drink up.
Oh my God. No. Pilar, do you think women have kids with guys that know they don't want to be with them out of spite?
From experience, from what I've seen, yes. Can I speak for all women? Definitely not.
Okay.
So, I don't know. That's. I feel like guys do it too, though. They don't know the woman's gonna get pregnant, obviously. But I think.
So you think guys
it's,
fuck women raw?
I think it's more so sex out of spite, not even the I'm going to get pregnant out of spite. I don't think I would hope that no female lays down knowing that this man wants nothing to do with them, will definitely not take care of the child, and be like, well, I'm gonna just get pregnant anyway. I don't think that goes through their mind.
Gotcha.
Honestly, I really don't.
So what about?
I think spite was the wrong word, though, Bean.
Okay.
I think females have babies by men because females always think that they can change you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They think you can change. Like, I was always told, when a motherfucker show you who they is, believe them the first time.
That's what
My
You get what I'm saying? Believe them the first time. And oftentimes women get pregnant by guys that they know ain't no good. You get what I'm saying?
They think
Or
the
not
baby's
gonna be
gonna
bad,
change
but
it.
they be like, all right, he gonna change. They just hope for the best. Like, and that's honestly how a lot of our black women are. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They always support us. They're always like hoping for the best. Yeah, this nigga is he gonna turn around now. He hitting the corner right now. I can see it. That corner coming up.
got his
Look, he hitting the corner. He hitting the corner. He kept going straight. That nigga didn't turn.
Oh my God.
Oh shit! No, yo. I mean, it's a touchy subject, man. What about the parents? What about the I don't want to keep targeting women, right? But I feel like no. Listen, hear me out. I feel like, for one, because the mother is carrying the child, like even like in the court of law, like the woman, the mother usually have more, like, custody over the man, over the father, right? Because they're the ones that physically birthed that child, right? So what about the women that try to keep that child from a father? Let's say the father, he didn't win in that thing raw. You feel me? He know he fucked up, but he trying to take care, trying to take care of his responsibilities. But the mother, out of spite or out of hatred for the father or the situation, she don't want to have that father around. So she's doing everything she can. Because I personally know some really good, guys that that really want to be in their child's lives. That the mother, out of whether it's jealousy because that person that she got pregnant by has moved on to another relationship, whatever the case may be. So out of jealousy, out of hatred, out of spite, she's like, you know what? You don't want to be with me. You got me pregnant. I'm gonna make it hell for you. So you're only gonna see your child, when I let you see your child, or I'm gonna take you to court and I'm gonna lie to the judge and tell X, Y, Z, so you're not able to see your child as much as you want. Like, I personally know some some people that go through that stuff. So what about the women that, do you think that's that's fair that they are having kids by guys and then kind of keeping them away because out of like jealousy or hurt from the relationship or the situation that they're put in?
Ladies, I'm not here to advocate for anybody but myself. I'm gonna keep it real.
Keep it real.
I know people that deal with the same thing. Like, great guys, great fathers, willing to be there, trying to be there. And the females just won't let them. Like you said, they will literally make it hell for them because it's usually a situation where, like you said, they're jealous because they either moved on or because he just doesn't want to be with her. But again, you put yourself in that situation. I don't think it's fair. Like, I've had this conversation with my fiance several times about women who literally basically use their kids as pawns just to get back at the father. And I really think it's childish. Unfortunately, that just means that woman has a lot that she needs to work on within herself because clearly she hasn't gotten over the situation. But in any situation, regardless of what it is, I don't think it's right for any female to use the child to get back at the baby father. I think that's stupid. I think that you're I'm not going to say wasting your child's life, but you're not setting a good example, and you're wasting time to raise your own child because you're trying to get back at the baby father. So no, I don't think it's fair. No, I think the justice system in that situation is not fair as well, because there are some mothers who really do not deserve full custody or have, to be completely honest. There are a lot of fathers who deserve to have full custody, and unfortunately that's a battle that some of them never win.
It's one of them. It's not. No, the little TV started to take over. You get what I'm saying? The TV. Yeah, no, man. But I just feel as though like, and this is, and again, like, I'm not trying to offend no one. You get what I'm saying? But I'm keeping shit all the way a beam. You feel me? And it's like, I feel like if I had a child, nothing would be able to keep me from my child. So the mere fact that, like, this woman is being an asshole or excuse me, a bitch, you feel me, and trying to keep me away from my child, I would take those necessary steps that's needed. Whether it's hard, I'm not saying those steps are going to be easy. I'm not saying that the steps are always going to be financially available to you. It might be expensive. You might have to save up a little bit. You might have to get a part-time or something so you can get a lawyer, so you can start to fight that case, though. But I've seen dudes, I know dudes that have experienced things like that with their child, and instead of accepting it, they fought it. And at the end, they got a better outcome. So I honestly, for real, in my heart, I think that shit kind of like a cop-out. You feel me? Like, I mean, niggas could take it however they want to take it. We can fight. You feel me? But like, I think it's a cop-out. Like, and I mean, if niggas get offended by what I'm saying, then I must be talking about you directly.
Mhm.
You feel me? This shit must hurt your soul or hit your soul. But I feel as though, like, as a parent, like, hey, what would you not do for your daughters, though, yo?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, what amount of money would you not spend for your daughters? You feel me? I feel like some people get comfortable. God damn, yo, she ain't letting me see the kids, so I'ma just not see them.
Mhm.
But,
Oh,
but those are people who don't want to be parents.
Exactly. So those, like, my point is that you can't keep a real father. When you ask me, like, the difference between, you can't keep a real father away from his child.
Yeah.
A real father gonna do what the fuck he gotta do to be in his child's life.
Mm.
You feel me? Whether it's I gotta go to court every Wednesday,
Right.
I gotta pick up this part time so I could pay this lawyer. You get what I'm saying? A child's gonna do what they gotta. A father's gonna do what they gotta do to be in that child's life.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, we had this conversation like a little long time ago. We was talking about like the 50 Cent thing.
Me and you?
know? Yeah, we were talking about
a
it.
lot of
We
shit.
talk, yeah, we
always
talk.
talk.
We was talking about it in the.
We always
We was talking about it in the chat as far. 'Cause I think I don't know like the.
Oh
whole
yeah, about
situation.
50 Cent.
50 and like
Cent
one of
son.
his son, and you know he.
My little nigga look just like him too.
Yeah, he's not a part of his life because you know the mother of the child wasn't kind of letting him see him and stuff like that. So
See, niggas always do. Yo, that's that accountability shit again.
Yeah.
Yo, she tainting his mind. She telling them shit about me. Nigga, get your child there and start and start to be around him. Start doing things so he can start. You feel me? As you get older, yo, you're gonna start to realize shit on your own. You feel me? For instance, like my mother never talked bad about my father ever. But as I got older and I started to see shit, I'm like, this guy is a piece of shit. She didn't even have to say nothing though. You feel me? I recognize that shit on my own. So like, it's like I see it on my own, and it's the reverse. The way yo, if your mother talk bad, if the mother talk bad about the father, about you to the cool, I'm gonna get my son. You get what I'm saying? And I'm gonna teach him. He gonna be around me, so he gonna know some of them things as he get older. Yeah, your father a piece of shit. He don't do nothing. He don't do nothing. Dad just did this. He just did this. I just was with him here. I just was with him here. He'll have something to fight those negative thoughts. You get what I'm saying? Instead of just giving into it. Like, she talk bad about me. Oh, well, might as well let him believe it. She talk bad about me. Might as well let him believe it. Oh, well. Oh, well.
What voice is that?
That's like the Rocky Bullwinkle. Like the Rocky Bullwinkle.
I mean, it's definitely a touchy subject. You know, I know we kind of talked about this one as well, as far as the child's last name. You know, Pilar, do you think it's like some women, you know, whatever the situation might be, they'll have the baby knowing the father's not in their, going to be in their life. So boom, the child gets the mother's last name, which is, in my opinion, I would agree if that father is not trying to be in that child's life.
I agree with
you
that.
know,
I
agree. Like if the mother, have that child, and knowing that father just like, fuck you, you can have that child, I'm out.
Yeah.
And then the mother have that baby for 9-10 months or whatever, pop him out, get that baby. That child should have the mother's last name. But what about the women that give the child their last name, even though the father is trying to be in their life?
I'm gonna be honest, I really don't think that the child has to have the father's last name, period. And that's just my personal opinion, because it's the same thing with marriage. It's the same thing with marriage. Like, you don't have to take the man's last name, right?
Okay.
You don't have to. It's just what we're used to seeing.
Okay.
Right? It's like we're being programmed to something. So technically, yeah, like you're gonna give your son or your daughter the father's last name. Okay, cool. But if we're talking about in terms of whether they deserve for the child to have your last name or not, you won't even know until it's too late. They already got the name.
Unless you have that seed.
Unless you had that what?
The seed, the conversations. You get what I'm saying? Unless you
Yeah,
guys had a conversation.
But no, because I know personally people who they've had a conversation and they both understand that they're not going to ever get married, but they live together, they've had kids together, they've never lived in separate houses or anything. They literally raised their kids together, and the kids still have her last name. So it's not even about whether or not they're together or not. It has nothing to do with whether or not he wants to be in their life. It's just that it's about what the woman wants to do at the end of the day. Like, okay, well, if you don't want to be with me, I don't have to give them your last name.
I just feel
some people look at it like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, and these TVs hitting too. Like, it been making me think. Like TVs. If y'all don't know, that's the drink. It's tequila.
Tequila
V.
Tequila
that's
V.
no, but earlier you said you was absent from your children's life. You meant present, but you was so into it though. Like, I just let you do your thing because I felt you. I'm here every day. I know you present, my nigga. You here.
Yeah, and
you get what I'm saying? You here. I know you present.
They upstate.
They right what I'm saying. They're with you. You get what
That's
I'm
my
saying?
point, yo. That's the TVs and
That's the TVs. That's the energy.
Passionate about this subject. That's my fault though.
But
how do you feel? How do you feel? I know you was about to chime in on
the last name.
As far as like the last name of Pilar, she said that the woman doesn't have to give the child the father's last name. How do you feel about that personally?
P is right. And I'm going to say this. It's nowhere that says that the child has to have the father's last name. There's nowhere that says that. However, that's why, fellas, before you go sticking your pickle up in these females, have that conversation. These are the type of questions that you ask. You get what I'm saying? Like, if naming is important to you, hey, look, baby, look, we have a child. Is they gonna have my, would you give the child my last name? Hey, if you get married, are you gonna take my last name? Mm-hmm. Do you want a hyphenated last name? Mm-hmm. These are questions that you ask that people don't ask.
Ahead of time.
You get what I'm saying? But at the same token, I feel as though as a man, I would want my child to have my last name to carry on like the legacy of, you get what I'm saying, me, of the Marshall clan. Marshall, that's my last name, Vernon Marshall. You feel me? Like,
what's your sign, Vernon, while we here?
I'm not a Scorpion.
Oh, my God.
So no, I'm a Libra.
Always lying. Libra.
I'm a Libra. I don't be lying.
So I agree to disagree. You know, I think it's nothing, that says the child, the mother or the child, the father, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. I don't know, it's a TV. Pause. It's nothing that says in the dictionary or whatever that the child or the father should have the child's last name, or the child should have the father's last name, right?
Right.
But it's nothing that says that the woman should have full custody over the child either.
Right.
It's just the way shit goes. You feel me? But
Yeah.
you do. The mother always has.
That was a good point,
the mother,
you was thinking about that, but that was a good point, though. That was a good point, though.
But I mean, don't that make sense? If
Yeah,
you're
what?
carrying a baby for 9 to 10 months, why would I not have at least 50% custody?
Okay, but if you go
50,
back,
50 is not
At
more.
minimum.
Because you didn't make the baby on your
your
own.
own.
No,
It
you're
took two.
absolutely no.
You didn't
I
take
agree
two.
with both of you. I know this, but what I'm
Right.
saying is, he was saying there's nothing that says that the woman is supposed to have full custody
Right.
because
It's not.
you don't make it on your
So
own.
it's-
All I'm saying is, if we have to carry it, I feel like personally I need to have 90%. And you got 10. That's how I feel. No offense to my fiance, but I feel like I have 90% say so. I didn't carry this baby. I'm connected to this baby, obviously. Why? Because the baby is in me, not you. Right?
No, it's
right?
No,
right?
no.
The baby's in me, not you.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, but I'm not saying right to.
but the
agree with
reason
you.
the baby is inside of you is
because
because
of
of
me.
me.
You got my
remember,
my sperm fertilized that egg.
But remember our
My-
first conversation. All men don't go into it wanting to be a father. Remember that?
But you get so you saying it's a situational basis then?
So that's
It's
what I'm
situation.
saying.
So if let's say a woman get pregnant, right, by a father that they broke up, right,
Mhm.
during the pregnancy or before the pregnancy, whatever the case may be, but the father is like, I want to be in my child's life,
Right.
and the mother is upset that they are not together for
Mhm.
some whatever the reason may be. So she's like, okay, you can be in your child's life, but he's getting my last name or she's getting my last name.
Okay.
Do you think that's fair?
I don't think it matters if he's going to be in the child's life, honestly.
So
It don't matter.
So
to
if your
you.
child,
Yeah, it doesn't
It
matter.
don't matter to you.
To you.
So it don't matter to you.
So
So,
that-
let's say your child grows up, right,
Mhm.
and becomes like this star basketball player, right,
Mm-hmm.
and the father last name is Smith,
Mhm.
right, and instead of having Smith on the back of that jersey, even though the father has been there every step of the way,
Mhm.
dribble school, shooting school, whatever, right? But instead of that child having Smith on the back of that jersey, it has Johnson,
But see
which is the mother last name. You don't think that means something to the man?
But this is the thing. So now it's like it's a showboat thing.
Okay.
That's what that sounds like.
Okay.
So why does it matter if your last name is on the jersey if you know that you've been there every step of the way? Why does it matter what everyone else can see if you know you've been there?
Mhm.
Why does that matter?
Life is all about. I'm gonna say this.
I have my father's last name and he wasn't there my whole life.
I'm gonna say
So why does
this.
it matter?
I'm
about to tap
gonna
into
say
this.
I'm gonna say this though. Life is all about compromise. Relationships is all about compromise. So in a relationship, there might be some things that might not mean as much to you
Mhm.
that you might not have you haven't even given me one legitimate reason for you not wanting the child to have the father's last name. Other than it's nothing that says that the child has to have the father last name. If you would have said something
Is
like
that
that,
not legitimate?
Hold on. No, it's not legitimate because it means. Hold on. Let me rap to you, P. Let me talk to you for a minute. So if you would have said something like this, like yo, I want the child to have and I had a conversation with one of my Instagram friends on Instagram, and really she gave me this perspective, and I didn't even think about this. You feel me? It's yo, my last name has so much with it. You feel me? My last name has some legacy, so I would want my child to have at least a hyphenated last name. And I at first I wasn't with it, but then when she explained it, like the legacy of her family and her wanting to carry it on, I get it. I can understand that perspective. Like, oh, I understand why she want to have that hyphenated last name. But for you to be in a relationship with a man and the man and y'all are trying to grow together, whatever the case may be, and the man say, hey, I want my child to have my last name. No, it's no particular reason. There's no books or there's no rules to say that the child is supposed to have my last name, other than it's important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Compromise. That's what like relationships is about. It's about that compromise.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? It's no reason for you not to give the child the father last name, other than it's not written in stone that you're supposed to have it, but it means a lot to him. So I'm a compromise. It's stuff that you might do in your relationship that you don't want to do,
Mm-hmm.
but you compromise. Why? Because it means something to your person. That's communication.
For the record, I never said I was against it.
Right.
I was just stating the fact.
So you think it's showboating for a father to want their child to have their last
the
name?
example
The
that you
example I
gave,
gave.
yes,
The example
the
I gave.
example that you gave,
Okay.
I said that sounds like showboating.
Okay.
Like he said, it may mean something to that father.
Mhm.
That's fine. If my fiance says I want him to have my last name or I want her to have my last name, okay.
Okay. So what?
I don't give a
So
shit.
what if? So let's say what if? All right, basketball, baseball, sports, or whatever aside, right? What if I'm just a really, really intelligent guy, right?
Mhm.
So let's say, all right, Bean's Pubcast, right? Let's say my last name is Bean,
Mhm.
right? And my child grows up, and I want my child last name to be Bean as well.
Mhm.
Let's say my child grows up and she create a podcast or whatever the case may be, and it just takes off, right? And it has the last name Bean on it,
Mhm.
right? But her last name is not Bean.
It's whatever the mother is.
It's whatever the mother is. So you don't think that would be important to me?
No, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not disagreeing
Okay.
with the fact
You
that
think
could
it's
be important.
showboating for a child to have the father's last name because of success?
If that's your only reason, like for caring about if that's the child's last name or not.
No, for real, like it's and this is how I feel. I want all my children to have my last name.
Facts.
If it's 12 of them Marshalls, 12 Marshalls, all my last name. But I do think it's different between like a male having your last name and your female daughter having your last name. Agreed, y'all?
I feel like that's where it's going. That's where the conversation was kind of like shifting.
I don't agree.
You don't agree?
I don't agree. This is why I don't agree.
Let me hear.
I don't think it's that different because for one, for my daughters, right, both of their last name is Reynolds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's your last name?
that's my last name.
Okay.
My last name is Reynolds. So for a son, if I was to have a son, right? Yeah, it's a little different because the son's last name is never going to change, even if he get married. You know, his last name is still going to be Reynolds. But for my daughter, I want a man to earn the fact of changing her last name.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I want him to earn that change that Reynolds offer her back.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So that's why I think it's a little bit more different than a woman. You know, for as a father, for my daughter to have my last name, I feel like it's sacred. So for any guy to come along, whatever age she may be, to be like, okay, I want him to even ask his permission. Can I marry your daughter? And whatever that entails is, do I have permission to change her last name? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if people do that, but I feel like that's a conversation that I would have to have with her soon-to-be husband. I think that's the biggest difference. With a son, all right, cool. You know, your last name is your last name. You're going to have 12 Reynolds running around, Reynolds the second, the third, the fourth, whatever. For a daughter to have her father's last name, it's like, yo, this guy got to be special to be able to change my child's last name.
It's crazy that you said that, because I guess that's a perspective of a parent that you have, like, and I'm not a parent. You feel me? I never even thought about that type of scenario, about like someone asking me for my permission to have a child. I haven't even had a little Vernisha yet. You feel me? So like me even just thinking about that perspective, and you actually saying that, I can actually say now, like, yeah, I get it. You feel me? Like, I get it on both ways. You feel me? Even though the female's name is even though my daughter's name is gonna change at some time, you get what I'm saying? It's still like an honor to carry it, and it should be an honor that for her husband to change it. You get what I'm saying? And for my son, it's a legacy that he'll be able to carry on. You feel me? I honestly am speechless right now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel what you were saying too, Keenen. Like, I guess it's always situational in every aspect of life, no matter what the question is, because I didn't fight to change my last name back after I got divorced. Because I didn't have a father who was present the entire time. So that's why the whole last name thing to me is not that big of a deal, because I grew up with a last name with a family that I barely knew. I can't name everyone in that family, or I can't give you 5 people and tell you their birthdays or their last name, to be completely honest. Like, so I don't care about the last name. I still have my last name from when I got married, and I'm cool with that. I just, you know, don't add it on to shit.
What do you think are some of the red flags that comes across for why someone shouldn't have a child with that person? Whether it's a father, or whether it's a man, or whether it's a woman. What do you think are some of the red flags that kind of take place?
Can I pass the question? Red flags that...
As a woman, right? As a woman.
If I was messing with someone...
If you were messing with someone, what were some of the red flags that will go in your head and you're like, I will never have a child with that guy?
Well, one, if it's someone who already has a child and they're not a part of their child's life.
Okay.
That's a huge red flag. Someone who's not family oriented with their own family, red flag. Someone who is not... I don't want to say financially stable, because I feel like that's just so broad, but basically someone who can't support themselves, let alone a child. And I guess that's just looking at their job, how they're living, etc. I guess those are the main 3 that I'm gonna stick with.
Gotcha. That's some good points. V, what about you, bro? What are some red flags that pop me in here when you like, she will not be Vernisha's mother?
Oh my God.
Oh, if he got too many kids.
Too many kids.
Sorry, too many kids.
Too many kids.
She won't be Vernisha's mother, and again, take how you want to take it. I mean, I don't really give a fuck. But she won't be Vernisha's mother if she already has a child. I feel like I'm in a situation where I don't have children. You feel me? So I have a right, and I have that right to be picky. You feel me? If I don't want to deal with a woman if I don't want to deal with a woman that has children, that's my decision, because I don't have children. I'm not asking for nothing that I'm not bringing. You get what I'm saying? And my reasoning for not want to do it is just based off of past experiences. You get what I'm saying? That's me saying that is not saying that there aren't good women out here that have children that I wouldn't deal with. I just feel as though with my profession and what I do, I have to choose the situations that I put myself in, because ultimately I have the most to lose. You get what I'm saying? And that's just me keeping the shit one being. Other than that, I think we have to be the same. We have to have a similarity with spirituality, about religion. You get what I'm saying? That's key. You feel me? You can't be a Jew over here and then one a Muslim. You get what I'm saying? I feel as though like we have to have similar parenting skills, similar parenting styles. Hey, again, that's the conversation I was telling you about.
Yeah,
that C and AC. You
gotta
have it. Yo, how you feel about this? You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, I ask those questions. Hey, what's up? I'm talking about, we could be on the first date, whatever. Let me ask you a question. I want to know something real quick. Like, how would you feel if your 4-year-old came in and told you that they were gay?
I wouldn't care.
You get what I'm saying? I just want to know. I want to know your perspective and how you're going to respond to that. I want to know if you're going to say, hey, no, you don't even know what this is yet. Or if I want to, or I want to know if you're going to say, okay, well, cool. What color dress you want now, son? I want to know this. You feel me? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. Certain responses is going to be a no. It's going to be a no for me, dog. Okay. In my Randy voice. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
So you're not the stepfather type of person.
I'm gonna be realistic, right? I'm 32 years old now. Most of the women in my age range have children. You get what I'm saying? So that ideology or that idea or that conception that I had of, oh, I have to deal with a woman with no children, that shit getting thinner and thinner as I age. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and I've come to the realization, even though that's still what I want, and like, that's my number one. Yeah. I would prefer for her to not have a child. You get what I'm saying? I feel as though, honestly, my Miss Marshall probably got a child already. You get what I'm saying? And it's now dealing with it. Like, I'm good with kids. You get what I'm saying? It's never the kids. It's never the kids I have a problem with.
A lot of times it's other things.
No, it's always that damn baby father.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
I definitely.
It's always the baby father, and I don't be with the drama. I don't try to get into the drama type of aspect of it. Like, you don't. It's not often that I encounter a woman that has a child with a man and yo's actually a man.
So
he's not worried about her.
He can respect the situation.
He's worried, and I mean, as a man, you come to me like, hey, look, check this out. Like, you know, what happens between y'all happens between y'all. But, you know, my priority, what I care about is my child. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure you have the right intentions for my child. You don't have niggas that do that. It's some out here to do that. But if you go on a percentage, about 75-80% don't do it. Right. You get what I'm saying? Like it's always some type of ill feeling, type of ill shit going on. I just don't be full of shit though. You feel me? I don't be full of, and it's hard, and it's hard. Like our things that we experience in life, our experience help to dictate how we feel about things. You feel me? Like the things that you went through in your past, yes, it's gonna taint your perception. You get what I'm saying? So if I didn't get this way, or I didn't grow that opinion and say I don't want to deal with women with children, I ain't just wake up out the bed,
it's just
rolled over. And
it's
that's
just the perspective that you see.
No, not even that. Not what I see is what I experience. You get what I'm saying? On my own, like I could see some shit, and that could be one way. It's always two sides to a story. But when I experience it firsthand, and I'm the one in it, at some time you got to think like, all right, maybe I'll change it up a little bit. But getting older, I realized that like the women in my age range, a lot of them have children. You feel me? And oftentimes it really don't even be the woman, yo. It don't be though, yo. It don't be. It be the man, like I feel like as a man, I'm responsible for the situations that I put myself in.
Mm-hmm.
I can't blame no one else. You feel me? Like, so if I feel like a situation can go left or right, or if I'm having a conversation with the chick I'm dealing with in regards to the situation, and she can't really kind of grasp the conversation or grasp where it's coming from, you feel me? Then I just gotta remove myself from it. You feel me?
And I'm gonna say this. I think, cause I was the same way. You feel me? Like before I had my first daughter, I was like, I didn't have any kids, so I was like, I love kids. You know, my mother, she's done daycare my whole life, so I like being kids is like, I love being like an uncle, a father, whatever. So, a lot of times it's really not the kids, it's not the mother, it's the situation that you want to put yourself in. You feel me? And it's like you get into a situation, and now, all right, you're dealing with this woman. Now you're raising this man's child. So now, like you said, it's not a lot of men that can respect that and be like, all right, I just want to make sure you're doing the best thing for my child. It's not a lot of men that can like swallow their pride, swallow their ego, and just be like, all right, I'm gonna step back and just make sure that my child is good. So a lot of men, they get in their feelings, and that's when the situation that you mentioned come about. So then now you got a whole situation in your hand when you're dealing with this child father. It's a tough situation. But I will say that a lot of women that, single women that have children, that are looking for like that family and that structure and everything, I will say that they are, a lot more mature than
way more mature.
They're a lot more mature.
Way more mature. I definitely agree with
they're
that
definitely
100%.
mature, and they definitely would be a good partner or mate if you can get past that whole situation thing. I'm not telling anyone to go out there and just go date single mothers or anything. I'm just saying that, from my perspective,
single mothers have a different type
they have
of
a
strength.
different strength.
You get what I'm saying? They
It's
have a different type of strength. And I'm not taking nothing away from like single mothers at all. Single mothers have a different type of strength because like single mothers, especially for boys, they gotta be the mother and the father.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's a different type of strength. I'm just saying that as a single man with no kids approaching or dealing with a single mother with kids that actually where the father is around, you get what I'm saying? Like, he might not be in the life per se, but he's around. He's there.
That's
you
a
get what
situation
I'm saying?
that
It's a different type of what's the word I'm looking for? Fucking TVs.
Tequila V.
It's a different type of obstacle you have to overcome.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because me coming into that situation, you get what I'm saying, as a kid, you get what I'm saying, I'm learning this kid, you get what I'm saying, I'm learning these parentings and how she's parenting the kid. You gotta watch exactly what you say or how you deal with it, because even though you're in the situation, it's not your kid. Right. Then you got the father over here, the father that you have to deal with, depending on the type of man that he is. You get what I'm saying? Like, you come around, like, and men, they call a spade, like, we niggas get jealous.
Niggas get jealous
way like we get jealous way more than female. I don't want that nigga around my son, around my daughter, such and such. Who is this nigga? Now you worried about me. You wasn't around forever.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And how do I know that? Because I done had conversations. You get what I'm saying? And I done been around. I done talked to her. I done seen her going to PTA meetings. Like, yo, what you at PTA meeting? Never once did she say the father there. You get what I'm saying? Hey, it's the birthday there. Oh, okay, cool. I stopped by with the father at. Not there. You get what I'm saying? So, but when I come in the picture, this is where shit get cloudy. And there are some situations like that could be out there, that could be maintained, that could work. You get what I'm saying? With a woman that's actually mature enough, and a father that's mature enough to understand that, hey, we're not together, but our interest is our kid. You feel me? I'm not interfering. Your relationship is your relationship, long as it doesn't interfere with my kid. You get what I'm saying? If they can understand that, and if they can get to that point, I feel like that shit can work. but that shit kind of rare. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, that shit kind of rare.
That's real, yo. Like that's real. You know, I think I don't know. Like that's some real shit. You know, some people, I think a lot of guys that I even know that, you know, they tell me like I would never date a woman with children. You know, or like I had females tell me I would never date a man with a child.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be that female.
You know, it's
it's crazy because as you get older, like life is about evolving. You get what I'm saying? So as you get older and as you experience different things and come in contact with different people, your expectations and the things that you want, it changes.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
You have a whole vision in your head about how you want your
20
life to be. Like
24-year-old Vernon, like, yo, I'm out here. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not dealing with no chick with kids. I ain't getting one. 29-year-old Vernon, like, I don't want to deal with no chick with
but
no
I
kids.
do that shit.
But shit, everyone got kids. 32-year-old Vernon, you get what I'm saying? Still out here, like, I would prefer, you get what I'm saying, to not deal with a woman with children. I would prefer. Do that mean that I'm totally against dealing with a woman with a child? No. That means that it's going. I'm going to really take my time with it before I really put myself out there like that, because I know it's just not me and you.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? It's easy when it's A plus B equals C.
Right.
But when you got I'm A, she B, her child C, the father D, the father's mother is E.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this a lot of shit for me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? This a lot of shit for me. Yo, you get what I'm saying? So like, I mean, I'm just being real, man.
All right,
like,
Pilar, what do
man.
you on this topic? What you said you was that girl that said that they would never date a guy, you know, with a child. Why do you feel that way, or does your perspective say? I know you're engaged and everything, but did your perspective change the older you got? Like V said.
Yeah, mainly because like V said, the older you get, you realize, damn, everybody got kids. Like, we the only motherfuckers without kids.
Yeah.
But I honestly was just kind of like how he said, I didn't want to deal with the baby mother. I didn't want to have to deal with the baby mother's family. I didn't want to have to feel like I was being a stepmother. I didn't want to have to be like, oh, I don't want to overstep these boundaries, or I have to set these boundaries, because I love children.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter whose children I'm around, I treat them as if they were my own. Because...
My fault, P. My fault, P. That was the TV. In
My
fault, P. My fault, P.
I would treat everyone's child as if they were my own, because I would expect the same from someone else.
Mm.
So, I mean, yes, I have dealt with people who had children, and I realized, like, this ain't really where I want to be, because I got so attached to the child. It had nothing to do with him, had nothing to do with the baby mother, everything to do with the child. And it's just a lot of...
Or DeMonte.
It's a lot.
DeMonte.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of responsibility, like, when you're not the parent, and you're trying to, like, keep that, like, that's a fine line, you know what I mean? And I don't want to ever, like, feel like I'm disrespecting the mother of the child.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was just like, yeah, it's not even about that I can't date someone with children, it's just that I shouldn't.
But I gotta let, like, the same type of things that I described, that, like, the things that I go through as a single man with no children, I just wanted to be known that, like, single women with no children go through the same exact thing with men that have children. You feel me? The multiple baby mothers. So, like, when I'm speaking, I'm just speaking from my perspective as a man, but the same shit that I go through, that I experience, women experience that. But it's also, you have a key factor, though, when you dating a woman with a child, that people don't think about, is the age of the child and the gender. You get what I'm saying? Age and gender, because if you dating a girl that got a 2-year-old boy or girl,
Yeah.
You dating a girl that got a little 16-year-old boy, you get what I'm saying? He at 16, he started to become a man. You feel me? Boys, it always start out the mother are overprotective of their sons, and then as soon as their sons get older, the sons become overprotective of their mother. So like, it's a lot of things that come into like when you think about that shit, though, yo.
I mean, it's definitely something that a lot of people need to talk about. A lot of people need to think about, per se. Like I said, I experienced it. You know, I've had women tell me they wouldn't date me because I had a child. You feel me? Like, in time, things kind of changed. I seen those same women date people with children. You know, like vice versa. So it's definitely a touchy subject.
That's
it's definitely that clock ticking, man. You get, you know, the older you get, and the people that you're dating or that you're around, you know, it's some people that don't have kids out there. You know, it's some people that do. You know, it's, you know, some people that can kind of hold off for a long time and not have any kids, but you know, it is what it is.
Sure, I thought it was. I had to get my sperm checked.
You thought it was you?
I thought it wasn't me.
It was.
I'm on my shaggy shit. It wasn't me. You feel me? You gotta get your shit checked. Like I definitely got my shit checked though, yo. That shit was recently. I'm like, yo, hold the fuck up. The fuck is going on here?
Where the fuck is
What the fuck is going on here?
Where is Vernon?
Yeah. What is going on here? I had to get my shit checked, but guess who good? I am. So I don't know what the fuck going on.
It ain't your time. It ain't your time.
It ain't my time.
I'm gonna end it with this, man. Like, I think, you know, the purpose of this episode is to, you know, get different perspectives on, you know, people that do have children, which is me, and then people who don't have children, and just try to get perspective on, you know, timing, you know, what's fair, what's not fair, just kind of get different perspectives. So, you know, I appreciate everyone for tuning in and listening to this episode. You know, I appreciate my guests. You know, you guys were awesome. I definitely think this was probably one of my favorite episodes, you know, to film.
Boy,
you know,
this your first episode of the season.
This is my first episode.
Oh, it's crazy.
No cap though. This is probably
crazy.
I'm not even gonna cap, yo. This like one of my favorite times though, yo. Like this like my favorite time.
Episode 8.
Episode
season 2. No, episode 8, season 2. Really, this is one of my favorite episodes. One of my favorite times. Yo, it is a fool.
Two of my favorite people.
It's a fool.
No, y'all funny.
Hey, yo. It's alright. I feel good about it. Thank you.
No, I feel really good about it.
I feel
good about the episode. This shit was, you know, a lot of authenticity. You know, is that a word? Authenticity. It's a lot of authenticity.
Let us just swerve when you get new TV. This them damn TVs.
It's a TV. Shout out to the Tequila V's, the TVs. Definitely from the bottom of my heart, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all here with me, man. We'll be at the pub. We'll be doing talking to the next drink, pub talk.